Hello, my name's Lisa. If this is your first time here, then thank you very much for choosing to click on my video. If you are a returning subscriber, then just know that I really do appreciate you. Today's video is going to come from Jessie Lee Ward, and some people are going to say, well, this video is not about multi-level marketing. It's more about her life. But in my opinion, it needs talking about because she is high up in multi-level marketing. She has hundreds of thousands of followers that hang on her every word. So therefore, she has a responsibility to share her journey, yes, but to do the right thing and not just give everyone her opinion and her way of doing it. I feel that she should also say that people have a choice of a way that they do things, but that's not how it comes across from Jessie Lee, in my opinion. And I have to put in a trigger warning at the very beginning because some subjects that are going to be talked about in this video are the big C, anti-Semitism, Christianity, divorce, and child abandonment. Now, the video itself is nearly 50 minutes long, and there are parts of it that I don't think are relevant, so I am going to cut those out. I can assure you that what I'm cutting out is just talking about makeup and things that are not really of any relevance to what I wish to be commenting on. So let's dive in and see what Jessie Lee has to say for herself.
Hello everybody, what's going on? It's Jessie Lee. You can call me Boss Lee, or the People's Mentor. I help people make 6 and 7 figures from their phones. And I have destroyed colon cancer.
Well, I'm very sorry to say that really you haven't destroyed colon cancer. I wish you had, Jessie Lee, but to be fair, you haven't. You've had it removed from your body by having 10 inches of your intestines removed and some of your lymph nodes removed, which means it is metastasized, and that means it's spread to other parts of your body. So it would be really good if you had destroyed it, but unfortunately the likelihood is that you probably haven't. It's very sad to say that, really, because cancer is something that a lot of people get, and it's something that my sister got a very long time ago, and she's been clear of it after having surgery to have it removed and also radiotherapy that she went through afterwards, and I took her to all of her appointments and looked after her after every appointment, and she wasn't told that she was clear until the 5-year mark. So maybe it's good that you're telling yourself that it's gone, but in reality it probably isn't. I know you should always look on the bright side, but there is actually a downside to doing that as well. Well, that's all I've got to say on that subject, so let's continue with the video.
So, with that said, how's everyone doing? I am going to get ready for a Persian New Year party that Avi Ram and I are going to go to now. I've not done makeup on my video in a really long time, and I figured I'd come on and chat with you guys because this is something that I do, and it's feminine, and I enjoy it. And so I'm trying to do new things to keep my energies balanced in a different way. So it's been a long time since I've done makeup. My makeup is way more natural that I wear now. You've probably noticed.
Makeup is feminine? Really? Don't men wear makeup? Of course they do. Actors wear makeup all the time. I just find that a really odd thing for Jessie Lee to say. How about you?
Is there primer on the sink in there in the bathroom? Yes! Don't you devote at me? Thank you, I love you. I just took a nap, by the way, so if I look super sleepy, that's why. Everything's amazing. but I don't drink caffeine anymore, and I like to go to bed really early. And we can't go to bed early when it's the Persian New Year. What does that even mean? Do I have anybody from Iran on here who wants to tell me what's happening in the Persian New Year? Because my sweet Jewish man is taking me to this party.
Why would Jessie Lee call him her sweet Jewish man? Why is that relevant? I mean, I know they're going to this Persian party, but she doesn't have to refer to him as Jewish, does she? I actually find that quite offensive, and I would imagine that people who are Jewish would also find it very offensive because it's totally unnecessary.
You can ask any questions. I know I've been uploading some of my treatment stuff that I've been doing all over the internet, and I'm trying to keep you guys updated on stuff. I uploaded on my Instagram and Facebook story the Hocket that I did today, this Hocket sauna, which was unbelievable, and really glad that I found out about it. And so, yeah, I look good. Thanks, guys. You can ask questions, by the way. I'm reading all of your comments. So I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook for those that don't know. And then you can ask whatever. I think I used to do my foundation first. Let's start with foundation. Why not? How am I doing? I'm doing great. It's just going to be one of the... Get ready with Jessie Lee. Da 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 da. But yes, I did nap before the party. I don't even know if I'm this color anymore. It turns out it doesn't look like I am. That's okay. You know, we're just gonna go with it. Anyway. Okay, so what type of treatments have I been doing? So I do go to MD Anderson tomorrow, by the way, but my PET scan results will be back soon. We don't have those yet. I'm excited for the PET scan results because I want them to be like, oh my gosh, you are cancer.
I really, really hope when she gets her results back that they are cancer-free. But I wouldn't be too shocked if they weren't. That's a rather sad thing to say, but it could also be very true.
You know that it's a charity event.
Oh, it's a charity event. Oh, we love charity events. So he's taking me to a charity event because he knows me. And I love charity events. That makes more sense. Okay, so treatment. So anyway, I've been doing so much stuff. It's crazy. Today is 4 weeks post-op. My belly button is so ugly. Like, has anyone ever had, has anybody else had colon cancer in their past and had surgery like me? Because this is so ugly. Like, what is going on here? And so I just want to know, like, what do we do about this? You know, like, is this going to be the new thing? Is this what it's always going to look like? Because I would prefer, let me put some freaking makeup on this ugly mug. I'd prefer for that not to look like that, if possible. I really...
Considering that Jessie Lee only had surgery 4 weeks ago, I think she's extremely lucky that's all she's got to show for it. At least she doesn't have a colostomy bag now. You would think that she would be grateful for that, wouldn't you? And only having a scar like that is a pretty good thing. At least she's alive to have a scar. I'm sorry, but I just find some things she says so frustrating. It makes me want to scream.
I don't know about this foundation. That goes on very smooth, but I think I've lost my tan, you know? Anyway, so we're just gonna this is just gonna have to be the color we go with. I might have to put some on my ears because I don't think I'm that color any longer. I think I need to go back to the Middle East. It's swollen, it'll heal. Oh, thank God. You guys are giving me hope. You're giving me hope. You had many laparoscopic surgeries and your belly button looks funny. Oh, Alexis, hello, darling. How you finding taking a break from business? I'll tell you what. I knew I had good systems, especially in my network marketing business, but I did not know how just damn good I was. I mean, y'all are missing out if you have not joined me yet in business. That's all I have to say about that. Because okay, so I'm still #1 weekly earner, which, by the way, to do that, you have to be top seller and top recruiter. So I'm still recruiting and I'm still selling more than everybody. I don't think I'm still recruiting as much as everybody, by the way, actually, but my sales are still higher.
You are not missing out by not joining her in business, that's for sure. You're doing a good thing by not being in an MLM, because 99.6% of people who join one make little to no money, and the majority of people lose money.
You guys want to know some of these treatments and stuff I've been doing. So today I went to this Hocket sauna. Now you can check this out if you go look at Tony Robbins. Tony, that is too much. You'll see I'm out of practice. Okay, so Tony Robbins, does these as well. And so what they are is you go inside of this super hot infrared sauna, your head is out, everything else is inside. On the inside, while you're on the inside, Colorado says hi. Hey guys. While you're on the inside of this machine, you are being pumped full of ozone, which is oxygen. If you don't know, cancer cannot live in oxygen. So what most of us are right now is called, someone help me with this, hyperpoxy, what is it? It's where we don't have enough freaking oxygen, okay? That is actually where disease is coming from. And if you think of C19, as we all know, a lot of us are super low on oxygen because of that, right? So anyway, that's why a lot of people are getting sick, and a lot of people are getting sicker faster. So anyway, I was in this, it was super hot. It was 36 degrees Celsius. I guess it could have gone a bit hotter. I was super comfortable in that though, because I do enjoy heat. So they're pumping you full of ozone, which is just pure oxygen, right? And then, oh God, somebody teach me I know what it is, but I don't know how to explain it. So it's like this, it's O3, so it's an extra molecule, or hypoxia. Thank you, you intelligent people. Okay, so most of us are hypoxic right now, which is why diseases are growing in a lot of us. I suppose myself included. So I've been oxygenating myself like a crazy woman. And this was my first one of these saunas because I've been going to a lot of different doctors. A doctor at the Costanza Institute, also along with Dr. Chase Faldmo, he had referred this guy. They were telling me about this chamber or whatever, right? And I was like, or he told me at the Costanza Institute, you gotta go, like, whatever. I started Googling it. Tony Robbins is all about, all these people are all about it. I'm like, hell yeah. And then, so I was excited to go. Today was my first day, super hot. So somebody asked if it was like claustrophobic. I'm not claustrophobic, but there were a couple moments where I was like, oh, damn, like I am in this pod, you know? Like, I'm being potted up. And I was I don't know about claustrophobic, but it was there were moments where it was getting really hot. Anyways, cool, I got out.
I just feel that is utter privilege talking there, because 99% of people in Jessie Lee's downline wouldn't be able to afford that kind of treatment. And what has Tony Robbins got to do with it? Is he a doctor all of a sudden? No, of course he isn't. He's a motivational speaker. And just because he does it, you have to do it, really? I mean, I'm English, and there's a saying for that. It's called keeping up with the Joneses. Is that really what you're doing, Jessie Lee? Seriously?
Because look, in the past, like a month ago, I had cancer. I don't anymore. Do I have any tests to prove that? No. Do I need them? Also, yes. But we don't have them yet. So anyway, I get in this chamber, and I don't know, I was immediately energized. I felt really incredible, actually. Like I was like, ooh, I'm missing out and telling you something. There's voltage inside of it. So our bodies need voltage. And so you're getting like electrocuted the entire time that you're inside of this like watering oxygen sauna machine, which was incredible. And so I loved that. That was great. Did that this morning. I also have a biocharger in my home. Shout out to Kurt Lingington. He's one of my good friends. He brought over his biocharger machine because he's like, I know you could buy it, but it takes so long to get it to you. You need this right now. And I've been running all kinds of different energy programs on the biocharger, which has been amazing. Big fan.
Trigger warning for this next section. Jessie Lee's going to be talking about having her blood removed and put back in. So she's going to show you some sites on her arms where the needles have gone in. So if that sort of thing triggers you, then look away for about 30 seconds.
And 10 out of 10. Then I also go get my blood cleansed. If you look at my veins, I have a lot going on my veins right now. This is because every day I go for an IV. I go get ozone every single day, which they take out blood, then they pump O3 into it, and then they put it back in my body after it's been oxygenated. So I'm over here like a walking, talking oxygen bomb. I'm also getting high vitamin C drips, curcumin. Those are all injected by the Zacta, glutathione as well. NAD makes me feel like turds, so I'm not doing it. What else? Yeah, we don't know cancer in this hoe. Like, what else have we done? I feel like, okay, let me do some eyeshadow. It's been a very long time since I've done eyeshadow. We're not done, obviously, but we're just gonna like let this sit here for now. So I've been doing ozone a ton. What else have I been doing? I talked about this a little bit on TikTok, but I feel like I've been missing things. Let's talk about meditation. Never in my life was I a meditator. I was actually the person who was like, meditation, I don't like this. I meditate twice a day, every day minimum now. I've read several Dr. Joe Dispenza books at this point, which I am a 10 out of 10 big fan of. I will say if anything has given me peace over the last month, it has been reading his books. It is so crazy how you can start doing meditations feeling this is so boring, oh my God. And then you start getting in a state where it feels more real what you're seeing in your meditation. And so I even meditated with Aviram at the, like in front of a river the other day. And like we were both sobbing. It was like super impactful. He's got, you know, some psycho stuff going on in his life.
Now it's time for the next trigger warning. The psycho stuff, as Jessie Lee calls it in Avi's life, is the fact that he's married and his wife is divorcing him, and Jessie Lee says it as a throwaway comment. And not only is he married, but they actually have 3 little children, aged 7, 4 and 1. I mean, don't get me wrong, I know Jessie Lee Ward is going through a hell of a lot at the moment, but her treatment started a month ago. And how long ago was it that she found out that she had the big C? It certainly wasn't 7 months ago, so there's really no excuse for that kind of behaviour, is it? I mean, I think it's absolutely disgusting, and I'm sure many other people do. And the people I feel sorry for are the wife and the children that have been abandoned. But there will be more on that shortly. So stay tuned.
Don't we all? And so it was just very like calming for the both of us. So what else has been going on? Oh yeah, but that was like PEMF was inside the ozone sauna today as well. The Hocket. It's called the Hocket. Correct, Brittany Anderson. Correct. Thank you. Okay, so what else has been going on up in here? I grow sprouts every day and I eat them. I've been doing the alkaline water now for years. So if the alkaline water was going to be the be-all, end-all that saved me, I would have let you guys know. However,
if the alkaline water that Jessie Lee is drinking and has been for years is going to save you, that's a bit of a contradiction. Surely, if it was going to save you, then surely it would have stopped you from getting it in the first place. Or have I got a bit mixed up there? I am blonde, so it is highly possible.
Anyone know the real Brad Lee? My friend Brad. So Brad did a podcast, I guess, how long ago now? A couple weeks ago, and it was with a lady with this water, or a man, excuse me, from Hungary, and his daughter, and it's called cocoon water. By the way, I went and got stem cell injections, so I don't need stem cell patches. Thank you. Like, I went straight to the source. I spent the money. I got the stem cells. Didn't tell you guys about that. There's a lot I've been doing. Like, it's been amazing. So anyway, I called Brad because I listened to his episode where he's talking about this cocoon water, which is just literally drinking oxygen. And because it was on his podcast, it completely sold out. So they sold thousands of units. They can't get anywhere. Yes, I've been doing energy healing as well. Angel, you can connect me as well if you'd like to. But anyway, so they sold out right away. And again, God bless my network. But I reached out to Brad. He connected me directly with the owners, and they actually sent me this. Also, I got sent Asia's Redox water. Manatech has sent me a bunch of stuff. I've been drinking Kangen water for like 5 years, guys. So please don't speak to people that sell it and say, you'll never get cancer. Lies, 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 lies. Okay? That's why people give MLMs a bad rap. What else did you know? I don't know. I just feel like I could talk about this all day. There's a lot I actually want to talk about really fast. It has nothing to do with what I'm doing, which is, I'm sure, why I'm so damn healthy. Partially, but we need to talk about this. The medical system, it is crazy. Okay? It is crazy. I want to give a big shout out if anybody's a nurse on here. You guys are the real MVPs. 7,000 out of 10 do recommend. I even liked the little sweet nurses that came in and it was their first day in, you know, working on the floor, not even working. I think they're interning on the floor in the hospital, and they destroyed my veins. I mean, they were so embarrassed. How do you miss this? I don't know. Like I have the most beautiful, thick, juicy veins. You would like, if you're a phlebotomist, you would just love to have me as your patient. I even love those nurses that were stabbing me and injuring me. They were the sweetest. They were so thoughtful. You know, they come in at any hour you need. They clearly are there doing their job out of passion. And I just want to give respect if anybody's a nurse. If anybody's a nurse, I just want to give you guys like some love and appreciation from Jessie Lee to you. Wow. Like, wow. And so I just really appreciate you guys. Now, on the other hand, I also want to give appreciation to my surgeon who clearly had a masterful hand. Do you guys want me to post what came out of my body? Like, I don't know if you want to see it or not. I don't know if you want to see it or not. It's so gross. But I think all that gross stuff is kind of amazing. So for me, I just kind of think it's cool. But you guys let me know because I can post it. I have photos from my surgery. So I'm going to thank my surgeon for being a great surgeon. My surgeon needs to stay in his surgery lane. And I know he makes a lot of money off of selling chemotherapy, but like,
Did you just really say that, Jessie Lee? Surgeons don't make a lot of money by recommending chemotherapy to you. They make money by being a surgeon and removing things that are threatening your body. They certainly don't make money by recommending chemotherapy. Chemotherapy is what the majority of people have after they've had cancer removed, and it's one of the best ways to actually keep you alive. So for you to suggest that a surgeon makes extra money by recommending that to you is just totally wrong. And how could you even say such a thing? Seriously?
I'm a really excellent saleswoman. By the way, check the link in my bio for everything. You can purchase ketones. I'm drinking caffeine-free, fat loss, muscle preservation, better sleep, skin, mood, focus, energy, and digestion. That's the cost of this live, is to buy ketones.
The cost of this live is to buy ketones? Well, never a truer thing have you said, Jessie Lee. Because all of your lives and reels and posts are all about people purchasing products from you and joining your business. So you're right, that is the cost of your lives. It's not the cost to me because I don't believe in your business model, hence why I comment on things that you have to say. But hey ho, we all have to make a living somehow, don't we?
Thank you. You can also join me in business, of course. Click the promoter link. And I can also be your business coach by clicking inside that link. The Boss League Accelerator enrollment is now open and you can be a free affiliate. Okay, so moving right along. With that said, my surgeon and the oncologist are 100% pimps, not of women, of chemo. They really love that hoe. They really love her. They love her. She is it for them. They just want to get those commishy-mishies, and they don't care who dies. I mean, okay, maybe they do care who dies. I shouldn't say that. But I will just tell you guys, I have never in my life seen such a strong and compelling sales pitch. They really should go into sales. They really should. They did a double team like I've never seen in my life. They took the initiative to go past my 2 emergency contacts and call my assistant to tell her that I was going to be dead by Christmas if I didn't follow a chemotherapy protocol, to scare the bejesus out of her.
They didn't ring your assistant to scare the bejesus out of her. They rang her to tell her the truth that you obviously weren't listening to. That's what they did. They weren't trying to sell her anything. They were trying to make you see sense so that your life could be saved. There's a big difference between that and what you are saying.
To have me get ambushed by my assistants and my lawyer the next day. to then have me go, oh gosh, guys, like I got stories for you. Okay, I got so many stories for you. All right. And this is without the genetic testing. This is before I knew that I was an X-Men. This is before I knew about my mutations. Okay. I am a mutant after all. I knew I was an alien shit. Anyhow, I was a little bit stunned, and I called Ed Milet, or he called me that night, I guess, because I told him, you know, hey, I just got back from this point, blah, blah, blah. He called me, and he's like, y'all know Ed Milet, right? You can drop a heart in the chat if you know Ed Milet. Ed was hot. He was not having it. I was not having it. None of us were having it. And so here's the crazy thing. You should never be able to diagnose something like that and have a treatment plan for something without all of the proper tests. So for somebody to go in there and literally hand me a packet of the medication he's going to put me on before we even have any of the information back from pathology, I think is negligent medicine. I also think it is insane. Cannot, my friends, you cannot get the treatment you need unless you have a proper network or a lot of money. Luckily, I have both of those things. I highly suggest you get a really good business coach who teaches you how to make a lot of money, because let me tell you something, you're about to need it. Okay, hopefully you don't need it, but you know, what can I say? Let's just be honest with the situation. Guys, it is a dog-eat-dog world out there. Unless you know somebody, you're not getting an appointment in a timely manner. Unless you have money, you're not getting treatment in a timely way. You cannot use you cannot go to the alternative therapies or anything like that unless you have money, because insurance doesn't cover it. It is really crazy. Like, it's nuts. For me to go to MD Anderson for more testing starting tomorrow, by the way, I had to pay $17,000 up front. Y'all got 17 grand sitting around? Anyone? Or what is the suggestion? Does everyone else just die or something?
Yes, unfortunately, that is the cold, hard reality. If people that live in America don't have the money and have to wait for treatments, then yes, that is what happens. They do die.
I don't have that option. Okay, that's not my life path. My life path is not death. So for me, I went, okay, swipe the credit card. I don't care. Let's do it. 17 grand. Bada bing, bada boom. It's wild in these streets. Wild. Okay, that's before I even step foot in there. And so I just think, you know, it's been a big wake-up call to the corruption that is going on in our medical field in America. I think we are dealing with sickness. We're in the business of keeping people sick. I don't know about keeping people healthy. And so I more than ever am more excited to continue to be a businesswoman. And now I got a whole new story to share. I'm excited to go on all my podcasts that I had to cancel. I've been on so many bomb-ass podcasts I had to cancel, but it's okay. We're going to come back in these streets and be better than ever with a publicist and the whole nine. And we're going to the moon. Y'all understand what I'm saying up in here? So, I've heard more stories than I could even explain at this point from so many of you and your family members, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, that same story, same this. My mom died because she couldn't get in. My this because they didn't have money. And I'm just like, when is enough going to be enough? When is, you know, and now I understand why when celebrities get sick or people they love are sick, they end up starting charities that go crazy and they get a ton of money for alternative research. Like, I get it now. Like, why should you have to pay?
I just have to ask Jessie Lee why none of this affected you before. Is it basically because you weren't in that situation? Did you never know anybody that was in that situation that needed help? I mean, people that earn the kind of money that you earn would know at least one person, not necessarily a family member, but a friend that would have been through a situation with cancer that possibly couldn't afford the treatment. So why have you never set up any kind of charity or put any money towards it? Because I'm sure if you had, you would have been shouting it from the rooftops, because that's the sort of thing that you do to promote how wonderful a business person you are.
Like, okay, so as an example, if you read the book Life Force by Tony Robbins, he talks about how everybody should go order a full body MRI on themselves and go get a Grail test, a Gallery Grail test. You guys can all go get these, okay? Now, does it cost money? Hell yeah. A full body MRI cost me out of pocket in the state of Texas $2,500, and it took over a month to read, okay? So I don't know why it took that long, but it did.
I'm not a medical professional in any way, and even I can work out that an MRI takes pictures of your whole body, and they have to look at each picture individually to see if there is anything abnormal in the picture, which obviously takes time. If they just rushed through it, they could be misdiagnosing lots of people, so that's why it takes time for the results.
That and the Gallery Grail test was another $2,500. Those $5,000 for me to just spend, thank God, are what, for a lack of a better word, saved my life. It's like, why do people not have access to stuff like this? This is very crazy. The book is just called Life Force, and he'll talk about stuff like I now have access to natural killer cells. I have access, obviously, to stem cells and everything like I've discussed. I have access to all of these different treatments. I'm taking Myers cocktails in their raw form, by the way, 3 times a week. I'm just trying to like think of things as they pop up in my mind. Iodine treatments every day, disgusting. It's all this like disgusting stuff, I think, that keeps us alive, but I don't know. It's just, you start to learn things about this system. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I really have to say about that. So, all right. So we can talk about other things, by the way. I talked about this in my close friend story, but I didn't talk about this publicly. The number one question, this is not me being an anti-vaxxer, just for the record, okay? The number one question that every single doctor, and I've gone to, how many at this point? Holy crap. I am not vaccinated, for the record, okay? The number one question, the reason, well, you'll see why I say that. Number one question I'm asked by every single doctor, whether they're an oncologist, whether they're a GI doctor, whether they are my surgeon, whether it's any of these naturopaths, any of this stuff. Number one question, are you vaccinated? And you know, I started asking probably about the 3rd or 4th time. I said, why is every single doctor asking me this? Because you guys are the ones telling everybody they need to be vaccinated so that they save the populations. I am just curious. I'm just curious. And they said, because there is now a direct correlation between all cancers that we find and the COVID vaccine. And I went, damn.
Cite your sources, Jessie Lee, because in my opinion, that's 100% bullshit. There is not a direct correlation between the COVID vaccine and cancer. The reason you were being asked by all of these doctors if you were vaccinated is to do with your immune system, because if you have certain medical conditions, then you have a lower immune system. And people with lowered immune systems have more of a need to be vaccinated. That's why they were asking you. And I'll cite my source. My source is my mum. My mum has very low immunity because of certain medical conditions. I'm not going to go into what they are. But because of these conditions, she has had 5 COVID vaccines and boosters because of her lowered immunity.
And all these doctors, every single one of them is telling, and then every doctor I went back to, I asked them, I'm like, why did you ask? Why did you ask? So, I don't know, just be careful, I guess, is what I'm trying to tell you. But, I was more concerned with the cardiovascular stuff, I wasn't worried about, I did not think that it was going to cause cancer. I just saw very healthy people dropping dead and getting heart issues from it, and that's what made me go, yeah, no, I'm too active, like, I can't do it, personally. So, do what you want with your body. I just think that's information that, for whatever reason, people aren't really talking about that much, and I think it's something that probably should be talked about a lot. So, anyway, yeah. Yep. And that's not me being a conspiracy theorist. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. But when you end up being somebody that is getting asked by doctors repeatedly, are you vaccinated? Are you vaccinated? Are you vaccinated? You start to ask questions like, why are you asking me so many times if I'm vaccinated? So, and I think a lot of it, of course, is money. So, obviously. So, anyway.
Wow, I can't believe that I've never really noticed just how fixated you are on everything to do with money. Everything is not about money.
You guys ask me, yeah, you can ask me questions about whatever I'm talking about. I don't really want to keep talking about cancer because I don't have it anymore. Can't wait for my PET scan. I'm really excited. I know it sounds very crazy to be like, so excited for this PET scan. I can't wait, but I can't wait for them to tell me that I don't have it anymore. I see them being like, we don't understand, Miss Ward. We don't understand how there's no cancer in your body. And I'll be like, because I've been in these streets. I've been in these streets doing it chemo free. With a full face of makeup like, oh, he has one time. The Moni's wedding he saw me at. So, this is his second time, so I think he's excited. Hey, babe. Can you go in the, I need a liquid eyeliner. I don't know if you know what that looks like. There's a whole bunch of them in there's like a jar thing. Please. You can bring the whole jar, and I can just pick one out of it. Full makeup is only for ugly girls here, not girls that look like you. I love you, Naomi. You're so sweet. Oh my gosh. No, those are just, let me see it, maybe. Might be in there. You're a freaking king. I would like to give a big shout out to Aviram and his ability to be freaking perfect for me. He brought me the whole entire jar of eyeliners. I love you so much.
He brought you a whole jar of eyeliners? Wow, wasn't that what you asked him to do? I mean, if you give people simple instructions, 99% of people can follow them, can't they? Trigger warning now, this is where that anti-Semitism comes in.
I'm trying to convince... Okay, so he has Arab blood, for those of you that haven't heard the amazingly good news. He is 99.7% Arab, and that is just, like, so sexy to me. What?
I'm not sure if you heard that then, because it was pretty faint, but the reason Jessie Lee shouted "what" like that is because Avi tells her to stop. So he obviously doesn't like her talking about where he comes from or how much of each type of blood he's got. But she continues anyway, which unfortunately is typical Jessie Lee style, isn't it?
But he's a Jew, you know, like in case you don't know. But I love that about him. He's a very good Jew, actually. But
don't really understand how you can sit there and say that Harvey's a very good Jew, because if he was, he wouldn't be living with you, would he? He would be living with his wife and his 3 children. So that's not really what I call a good Jew, in my opinion.
I heard him go, stop! But that's what I'm attracted to, you know? I'm attracted to Arab men. So it really worked out for me in the best, because Jewish men, for those of you who don't know, they really like strong women. So if you're where are my single strong women in the building? Single strong women in the building. I'm going to give you some information about Jewish men that you might want to know. If you're a single strong woman in the building, you should probably look into Jewish men. 10 out of 10. They like strong women. It's in their culture. I've been reading a lot of books about Judaism and like Jewish life and like stuff like this. And it makes a lot of sense. They have like a ton of respect for their mothers and just like strong women in general. And so I didn't know that, because they're not people that I'm typically attracted to. But this one, wow! He's Sephardic Jew though, so he's, you know, what can I say? What can I say? Is he a Christian Jew? Oh, no. This man is Jewish. And not like Jew-ish, like ish, like full blown, you know, God's chosen people. That's my eye roll. You know, he can't hear my eye roll. You know, but yeah. So what would you, it's true though. This is a true thing. Yeah. So I love it. I love it about him. I think it's amazing how religious he is. I think it's great how involved he is with that. And then it's cool learning all of his customs and traditions and like the holidays the Jews celebrate. And we've been reading, well, who's we? I've been reading about Passover, and then we have discussions about it all the time, and it's cool. And then, you know, I make him challah, and I try to read some of these Hebrew words. It's really bad. My Hebrew is not great. And then that's that.
Are you trying to convince us, Jessie Lee, that Harvey is a good Jew? Well, that's a pretty tall ask, considering he's living in sin with you and is committing adultery. That's not what I call someone practicing their religion.
I hate people like you. What about anything I just said is anti-Semitic? I can't please all y'all. So what can I say? Yeah, we were reading out Seders the other day, yesterday. We were doing a bunch yesterday. So, but anyway, so he was raised Orthodox. Yeah. So when we talk about, when I talk about the Bible, or he talks about the Torah or the Talmud, we have like lengthy discussions. We were talking about the name Isaac last night as an example, and obviously that's an Old Testament. If you are a Christian, that is an Old Testament story, of course, with Sarah getting pregnant at 90, and so Isaac, he pronounces it very differently, but anyway, means laughter. So anyway, yeah, we had a whole conversation about that last night. And then I told him, I was like, babe, we gotta get some Shabbat candles up in here. We were reading all about it. I'm like, where are my 2 white candles? I know my intentions, and if you think that any of my intentions are bad, you're crazy. Okay. The winged line is looking good. Okay. I'm offending you? Well, then stop watching. I don't really care. If one person thinks I'm an anti-Semite, goodbye. Doesn't really bother me at all. There's really one person that really matters to me if he's worried about if I want to protect the Jews or not, and that would be Aviram, not you, stranger danger. So you keep doing your thing, I'm gonna keep doing my thing. Okay, so you said a great book is the Jewish Book of Why. Steph, we were reading it last night. That's so crazy. I have that book. We were reading that book. So anyway, hey Tony. But yeah, so we were reading that book yesterday, actually, and then I actually was gifted like 8 or 9 different Jewish books and like Jewish traditions and like why you do things in Judaism and all kinds of stuff like this, which I just love, because I think it's important that if you are, especially, obviously in an interfaith relationship, that you learn about each other. So you learn about different customs and you pay attention to why somebody does something or what's important, like why things are important to him or whatever, instead of being like, what's going on? Like I remember when he first spent the night here and he prays with tefillin, right? Because I had no idea what that was, you know what I mean? I was like, hey, what is that? Can you explain it to me? And he had no problem explaining all of it. And when he's wrapping his arm and how it says God somewhere, it says whatever, or a letter, it says one of the letters, if somebody is Orthodox, you'll know what I'm talking about. And he was like, no one's ever asked me like to explain it before. I'm like, I want to know all the things. So, but it's really cool. The different customs and traditions and how things are done. I've been all about this turning everything off on Saturday thing. This has been like one of my favorite things, is just kind of going silent on weekends. I'm actually better at that than he is, for sure. So, but I love the rest on the 7th day. Of course, that's in Christianity as well. So yeah, no, it's all really cool. Our big thing, the big problem in our relationship is the food.
The big thing in your relationship is the food. Really? I would have thought the biggest thing in your relationship would be his wife and 3 children. But then again, you love going on social media and spewing verbal diarrhea and changing your story to suit whatever situation is happening at the time, don't you, Jessie Lee?
He loves his Middle Eastern food. Yes, I was in the hospital. I love Jesus Christ. Okay, I do. Jesus is my homeboy. No, I'm not interested in converting. It's not anything. Like I have more Jewish blood than he does. And there is no chance. No. Cause for me, just like for him, it's not just a convenience of, it's not just something you go do and you're like, oh, I'm a Jew now. I have no interest in doing that. I am a Christian. So, I'm excited so Palm Sunday is actually one of my favorite services of the year. And then Easter Sunday is my favorite service of the year. So I'm really excited for Resurrection Sunday. I will be going to the services all week long during Holy Week, and that's what I do. So he does what he does, I do what I do, and we both respect each other a lot. So Where did we meet? We met on Bumble. So
Just for those of you that may not know, Bumble is a dating app. So that leads me to a lot of questions. I can understand why Jessie Lee is on a dating app, because she is a young, free and single woman. But Harvey, he's married. What's he doing on a dating app? Does that mean he has every intention of leaving his wife regardless of who he met? And just so you know, he's actually still on it. He's still got his profile. He hasn't taken it down from Bumble. Wow. I'd be seriously annoyed if I was Jessie Lee, knowing that he's still on it. Wouldn't you?
his thing was like, I have an accent. He does have quite an accent. He's very handsome. His English has gotten a lot better. Since we were talking about this the other day, I was like, your English has gotten so good, babe. So good. I'm so proud of you. But he really is the best. I could sit on here and talk about him all day, clearly. I don't think he wants me to talk about him all day, though. So, we can talk about something else, but he's amazing. So, why do people get on and say stupid things? I don't know. Stupid people say stupid things. And if you can't tell my intentions with this man and his religion and respecting him is really important, then I don't know what to tell you. I would never ever intentionally be offensive to him. To some of you, maybe. I'm just kidding. But to him, not a chance. Not a chance. So, we have religious discussions. We've talked about things, obviously. If and when, I should say, we have a son. You guys already know there is not a chance in hell I'll be circumcising that gorgeous thing. We've talked about that. And we have our differences and we have our similarities. And I think that is in all people. And I think that's what makes our relationship so great, partially. One of the things that makes our relationship so great anyway. So...
A lot of people that are in relationships that are in different religions have differences of opinion, that's only natural. But to talk about it on a live, no. I don't think such things as circumcision should be talked about on people's live videos. And it's not just anything to do with religion either. A lot of men and young boys have to be circumcised. That is nothing to do with religion, it's to do with medical conditions. So for you to sit there and say, that's not happening to my son, well, it may be necessary. It may be medically necessary. Did you ever think about that?
You're going to be an amazing mom. I will someday in the not so near future. Yes, you serve the host. You serve the host and wine at your church, Eucharistic. Oh, you're Eucharistic minister. I love that. Love that. Nana was as well. And we would go do the lay Eucharistic stuff services in people's homes on during the week for people who are unable to go get their communion. So I'm all about it, man. I'm a genuinely good Christian girl. What can I say? So he knows there's no converting me. He knows there's no converting me.
I'm sorry to keep banging on about this. Well, actually, I'm not sorry. But anyway, how can she be a good Christian girl if she is living in sin? She is living with a married man. That's not what good Christians do, is it?
Yeah, we're going to an Iranian New Year's charity event tonight. So... it's a client of his, and so I told him I would do my makeup really well for the first time since we've been dating, with the exception of Sydney and Holly's wedding. So, he doesn't care. I could go in a brown paper bag and he'd be like, babe, you're so hot. But, sure. No, he is Jewish. Let's see. Love how you guys have heavy talks. You know what's interesting is I think when you're as old as me, when you're geriatric like me, if I were to get pregnant, it'd be a geriatric pregnancy. If you're a geriatric like me, you gotta have the real conversations quickly. Like, I don't know, man. I don't really have time for BS. My BS meter is pretty quick. Really, really quick, actually. And
if your BS filter or meter is really quick, then did you know he was married before you started seeing him? And if you did, shame on you. And if you didn't, then how long did it take you to find out? When did your BS meter kick in? That's what I'd like to know. And when you did find out, why did you still stay together? And the reason I've got to ask this, Jessie Lee, is because when you were in another relationship with a married man, as soon as you found out, you left that person. So, once bitten, twice shy. And there are lots of sayings about married men. If he can do it to his wife, then he can do it to you. Or is he only with you because you earn a lot of money? Lots of things to ponder on there, aren't there?
So, I jumped right in. Yeah, the hard questions. What's going on with this, etc. Like, what are your thoughts about this? What are your thoughts about that? Once I determined, I actually want to date this guy. This is more than just a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. So, yeah, we've had a lot of, really intense conversations, obviously. And, oh, my God, babe. 7 months. Crazy. Yeah, there's just not a lot of, fluffy crap going on, when you're a geriatric like me. We're just too old for the BS. These lashes suck. I might need you to bring me the other lashes. Actually, these are horrific. And not in a poor, hooer way, in a ew. I don't like it kind of way. These are just some Ardell lashes that I grabbed. It was funny because he's like, babe, you have so many lashes. Because I have so many Moxie Lash. But the Moxie Lash are all the bougie ones. And they're so extra. And I don't wear makeup anymore. So for me to wear really long, crazy lashes now at this point in my life, jeepers, I just really can't do it. I love you. Look, he brought me lashes. Look at the difference. It's crazy. I just think they're too extra for me now, babe?
What?
I just feel like they're too extra for me now. With my little natural life. Can I see? Ooh. Hello there! Woo-hoo! My man is good! Wow, is that for me?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm gonna take you home tonight.
What?
Ra-ta-ta-ta. Good thing I took a nap, if you know what I mean. He looks very handsome. Oh my goodness. Where are we going? There's a Iranian Persian New Year charity event that we are going to. So, yeah, I know 7 months. Holy smokes. Guys, I don't like lashes anymore. I grabbed these in the checkout line at Nordstrom Rack. Somebody put them back down, and I was like, ugh, I should wear lashes tonight, shouldn't I? Let's just grab those. They were on sale for $4.97. So, yes, I do love Moxie Lash, by the way. They're my favorite lashes. I just need a different style, and this is the only one I have. It's just not going to work. So, hell yeah, Cell Ketone's #1 in the world. Link in the bio. Let's go. Oh, and I think Avi wants to... We're going to pack trials live soon. I was going to say, I think he wants to. I don't know if he wants to. But I like doing it with him. Do you like doing it with me? Yeah. Babe, you look very handsome. I'm getting taken aback right now.
What?
My heat is rising. Look at you.
That's good.
Whoa. Babe, we are about to leave. Final touches. You're really going to be Wookie's favorite. Dude, that's going to ruin Instagram. An Amber Alert just popped up on Instagram. That's going to mess up my... Hi, baby girl. That's going to mess up my Instagram sound. You're not going to be able to hear me.
An Amber Alert is messing up her sound. Oh, what a disaster. Doesn't that actually mean that there's a problem? That there's a child missing? I mean, as you can probably tell from my non-American accent, I don't live where you do, but even I know that an Amber Alert is important. Well, it's a darn sight more important than Jessie Lee's life, that's for sure. This woman has got no shame whatsoever. Some of the things she says are just downright outrageous, totally disgusting. And she does it all to sell ketones. Dire. That is icky, awful, monstrous.
How are you about to leave? What are you wearing? You'll be fine. Hi, Bookie. Outfit of the day, please. I'll post photos, guys. Don't wait. These lashes are horrible. 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 Don't go by Ardell. Go by Moxie Lash. Ay, ay, ay. These are so bad. I'm trying to make magic happen right now. Guys, I'm a woman. I always say, oh, I'm ready. I'll be ready in a second. Oh, you guys can hear me okay still? Okay. On Instagram. Oh my god. My lashes is like... I do not drink keto cream. No. Oh, now his friend's here. I can hear them chattering in Hebrew. Moxie Lash would never do this to me. I don't have like the magic touch anymore, you know, because I don't wear lashes ever. It's just because of photos that I'm wearing lashes, by the way. Okay. That's fine. All right. Sasha and Mateo are back home. Sasha should be in Switzerland by now, unfortunately, and Mateo would be in... I think Mateo's currently in Sicily.
It's good to hear that Sasha and Mateo are back home because they do actually have their own families to spend time with.
I kind of want to wear my hair up now. Oh my god, my hair's not done. I have to go. I literally have no clothes on and I have no freaking... Oh my god, it's ridiculous. Okay, I love you guys. I really have to go because my boyfriend's gonna be like, what the... Okay, so... What's up? I'm Jessie. I'm hot as shit. Okay, so I love you guys. I appreciate it too.
I may not like the business model that Jessie Lee is a part of, but I have to say, I do like the way that she does her makeup. I just wish that she could be a nicer person, and I know that she's got it in herself to do that, and majoritively she just chooses not to. Well, the people I feel sorry for are Harvey's wife and children, because Jessie Lee doesn't need to be bringing up everything about him on social media. She doesn't need to do that at all, and it just feels like she's rubbing his wife's face in it. And I just hope that his children never ever come across this content. Well, that's all for today's video. I know it's been a long one. Thank you very much for joining me. Have an amazing day. Bye for now.